Right. Thank you all so much for being here for our send-off. I'm really happy to have come with you on this learning journey. This is a welcome and an invitation for you all as we move into the next chapter of what the fellowship program will have to offer. I'm really excited that Lubna could be here as well, and Lubna is going to share a few of her own thoughts in a little bit. And also congratulations to the fellows to making it through this space. I also have a few slides that I will share, just giving a high-level overview of what we all accomplished together. And let me just first start off by just again saying congratulations. And it wouldn't have been possible without the support of our partners, our speakers, our board and advisors, and of course, you all as fellows who are part of the program. Let me first give a special shout out to Lubna, who is our founder and has been our supporter from day one with the fellowship program. And I'm going to give her a chance to share. I know Adwa is in transit, so I won't call on you, Adwa, but Adwa is a board member and has also been a great supporter of the program. As well as Terry and Eric, who will join us later on, who have been great supporters in our board. And Lubna, just give you the floor for a few minutes to say hi.
Thank you, Stephen. You have done a tremendous job, and I will wax poetic about you also, but I am very grateful to all of those who have supported NEIII in creating this fellowship. I'm very grateful to you, the fellows, for making it real, for making it part of your lives, and for hopefully really benefiting from this program, for your own impact investing journeys. Just so you know why this came to be, NEIII. So when in 2016, I was going through my own kind of career, reevaluation, thinking of what was next. And I met with a mentor of mine, Tim Rowe. He's the founder of Cambridge Innovation Center, and he's founded innovation centers around the world. And we met for coffee. It was actually on election day before Trump was elected. And I was telling him, I have this great network. I'd like to kind of explore what's next. And he said, you do have a great network, particularly in impact investing. Boston is a place where there's a lot of finance, there's a lot of social impact, there's a lot of innovation and ingenuity, but ironically, there aren't a lot of informal organizations or informal communities where people come together to talk about things like impact investing. And he said, you could consider starting a meetup group and giving it a name like New England Impact Investing Initiative and see what takes shape from there. And I thought, well, that's interesting. I kind of didn't believe him that this informal community didn't exist. But when I started doing research a little bit later that month, I found that there were meetup groups in New York and San Francisco for things like impact investing. There were a few networks here in Boston that we've collaborated with, like Basic and Net Impact and others. But there wasn't necessarily a meetup community dedicated to it. So NEIII started as a meetup group. At the behest of the steering committee at the time, which was a volunteer committee that was helping me put on monthly or quarterly events, they encouraged us to become a 501c3, a registered nonprofit. So we did that in 2018 as of August 1st. And then the pandemic hit in 2020, as everyone knows. We kind of went underground for a while in the sense that we weren't having active events. We were having virtual events, and those were sparsely attended, I would say, because I think people were already zoomed out pretty early in the pandemic. But at the same time, in 2020, that's when we launched the first fellowship program. And it was partly because I was unemployed for part of the year. I really wanted to start the fellowship because I knew there was a lot of need for and hunger for connection in the pandemic, but also need for guidance about how do I get into the impact investing sector or find my next job in it or pivot, et cetera, or develop my skill set. So, and I had people when I was at Root Capital reaching out to me all the time to try to have an informational interview or make connections. And I'm happy to give my time, but I can't do 20 informational interviews per week. So I wanted to create a network, a community where people could find each other. And I would say that in the early days, pre-pandemic, when we had the quarterly or monthly events, it was a very robust community of about 20 to 100 participants per session, depending on the time of year and the topic, et cetera. But we would always have an educational component with panelists and maybe a shared activity afterward where people got to interact. And then we would go for a networking session at a local bar. And it was shaping up to be a really nice community. I saw people even make kind of connections and transition into impact as a result, I think, of some of the connections they made at those gatherings. And I remember Stephen, was at a few of those gatherings early on. When the pandemic hit and we launched the fellowship, it was virtual from the beginning for obvious reasons. Even in 2020 and 2021 with the following class, each time we had about 25 participants and 5 were international. And because it was all virtual, there were no barriers to participate except for obviously having an internet connection and speaking the language. And we found it to be, I think, a very fruitful community and a fruitful opportunity to really, connect as people and as people interested in impact investing. And Lori, I do see that you have to run. Thank you for being here, and hopefully we'll have you back soon. So that's been, Stephen participated in both years of the fellowship. I think he saw how it took shape, and the second year it differed mainly because we brought on a number of corporate partners that took 6 of our fellows. They each took three corporate partners, each took 6 fellows to continue another 6 months of development with them to give them exposure to how impact investing was done in at different businesses. And that, I think, proved to be very fruitful too. So the latest iteration that you have enjoyed under Stephen of the fellowship is so much more robust than anything I could have ever developed, because he's been dedicated to this essentially full time. I'd love to, because I couldn't be part of all the sessions, I'd love to hear a little bit about what you learned, what sessions were most fruitful, what experiences have been most fruitful for you individually. And I just really want to, give a shout out to Stephen, because he has been the engine that has been driving this. NEIII has been happy to be able to pay for him to do this, largely thanks to the fees that you have contributed. And I think that there's a lot of potential and support for continuing this program and serving more people around the world and helping you all change the impact investing sector for the better. Because you are the engines that will drive this sector in the future, and it is up to us to identify the opportunities and to make good on those opportunities. So that's all I want to say as a start off, and I'll pass it back to you, Stephen, but I do want to thank you heartily for the effort and the love you've put into this.
Thank you so much, Lubna. A big congratulations from the fellows to Lubna for all of the hard work that she did in making this come together, and it really wouldn't have been possible without the NEIII community of advisors, speakers, board members, and this very vibrant New England area community that has really grown into new spaces. And like Lubna said, a big shout out has to go to our partners. And I'm sad that Lori had to jump off from Impact Entrepreneur. We were able to provide memberships to Lori's platform for all of the fellows this year, and it was a really great benefit as they added quite a number of events to this. And I want to give special recognition also to Oikos International, a community that is a home for me as well, having participated as a volunteer and as an employee for 3 years now. And it is with Oikos International that we organized this 3rd iteration of the fellowship program. And I'm really excited that our co-presidents, Caro and Michael, are here. Both of them are amazing individuals, and it's with their support that we have been able to make and expand this fellowship program to really be a global one. And I'd love to give Carolyn an opportunity to say hello to you all, and Michael as well, putting you both on the spot as is an Oikos tradition, making sure that you step in and lean forward as we have done with many of the fellows. But yeah, I'd just like to give you both a chance to just say hello to the fellows so they get to know who you are.
Sure thing. Thank you, Stephen. And I think I have to voice my gratitude to you because Stephen has been working in oikos for the last 3 years around the topic of sustainable finance. And he has made the connection to NEIII, and through that brought the fellowship also to the oikos community. And I read some familiar faces, or I read some familiar names and see some familiar faces in the room. And I'm very glad that, yeah, this came to life together with oikos in a different shape now this year. And yeah, I'm very happy for for what came out. I'm very curious to hear today from the fellows how they experienced the fellowship. Yeah, that would be it from my side. Michael, I'm going to pass it on to you.
Yeah, also a big shout out to all you fellows who kind of you make a difference in this world of sustainable finance. I took the chance just a few hours before the meeting to also read through those messages, those kind of little reports that who's that? Laura, Tracy, Kelvin, and some others wrote, and I was so amazed by all that you were taking from this program, all the value that you get. And I also could read there, and I see in your faces right now how you are motivated to do further impact and to really bring a change to this world. So I'm just deeply grateful for all of you to do the work, and I'm just glad that Stephen was able to bring that to oikos and make this a collaboration among NEIII, us, and then so many other partners supporting this whole thing. Thank you so much.
Stephen, I'd love to chime in too with my thanks for oikos, because I've known about you for a long time, largely through Stephen's work, and it has been really terrific being able to co-brand the fellowship with you, to be able to solicit fellows from all over Europe and around the world through your networks. And I look forward to us continuing to collaborate, because I think the more organizations we pull into this, the broader reach we will have. So thank you, Michael and Carolyn, and all of your team.
Yeah, special thanks. Thank you so much. And you know, it's possible because of NEIII and Oikos International that we've made this program happen, that we've been able to expand it globally and bring in over 46 different people to participate in over 80 different events over the last 5 months. But we wouldn't have been able to do that without the support of our partners and speakers. And I see a few people here that I would love to pick on as well. Maybe you have 1 or 2 things that you would love to share from your own perspective, or an invitation to the fellows. So I'm going to go in the order that I'm seeing faces in the screens, not in any special order. And I'll give recognition to all of our partners and fellows in the presentation in a second. But Paulo, do you mind saying hello? And just telling us where you're calling in from, what organization, and just saying hi. And thank you so much for the work that you did being part of the program.
Hello, everyone. Calling from Washington, D.C., and was amazing to participate and collaborate with you guys here. And I hope that next year I can collaborate. I work in ESG and impact investing too. And I made this shift in 2017. So I'm great that I did that shift, and I'm helping organizations and the fellows here. So I hope next year we can have another event. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paulo. I really appreciate that. And you gave a lot of great insights into the world of ESG with your session with us. So that was a great resource for the fellows. Kate, I don't know if you are around, but we'd love to hear from you. And Trillium Asset Management has been a longtime supporter of the fellowship. I see that Lisa Hales is also here. I'll call on Lisa next. But Kate, thank you so much for the session you did with us. That was a really helpful one.
No, happy to do it and happy to support. I met Lubna at a panel, and she told me all about NEIII, and also had heard of it from Lisa, and was, yeah, thrilled to be a part of it. I'm with Trillium Asset Management. We're a socially responsible investment firm. I guess you all know because you were on the call, but you know, thanks again, and it was great. I also am super happy to connect with anyone to talk about, you know, shareholder advocacy or the ESG space in general. So yeah, thanks.
Thanks so much for Kate for being here. And Lisa, are you there? We'd love to hear your voice. Thank you so much for joining.
I am here. Hi, Stephen, and hi, everyone. Thank you so much for recognizing Trillium. It's just been phenomenal to see how NEIII has grown and how you have helped support and expand, the vision that Lubna initially launched. So I just wanted to reiterate what Kate said. I wasn't as involved in the connecting with the fellows this time around. So if there are fellows who'd like to connect with me, please reach out via LinkedIn or directly. First initial last name at trilliuminvest.com is the protocol for my email. And much success. I'm looking forward to continuing to support. Thanks.
Thank you, Lisa. Really appreciate all that you have done in helping to make this program so vibrant, and the support of your coworkers and your network has been amazing as Kate has gotten to come in and share her perspectives. Let me see who's next that I can pick on. It's an opportunity just really to say thank you to the community that has been growing within this space. And so I see that Gabriel is here. Gabriel, I know you've just jumped into the room, so you might be just getting settled in, but we're just saying thank you to our speakers for all that they've done. And everyone really loved your work in this session that you did from Responsible Alpha, talking about the work that you do. So yeah, if you want to say hi, you can.
Yeah, hi everybody. I mean, I don't have much more to share than what I shared in the presentation, except that to look at each other. This is a very special time for you. You're graduating as a cohort. This will be the last time you're maybe together as a group. Take pictures of the screen, of the screenshot. Those things really matter. It really matters. And so, just treasure these moments that you have with each other. When you look back 10 years from now, you're gonna be like, yeah, wow, those people are so cool. What are they doing? You might, Kelvin, you're like, I don't remember, what is it, Laura? Is that her name? Laura Rodriguez, are you gonna remember each other's names? This is your moment to stay connected with each other and continue your career growth. Obviously, Trillium is an extraordinary institution. I highly recommend, if you're working with them, to continue working with them. If you have any questions on careers, what's it like as a non-Latino? What has been like in the capital markets for me, or what type of opportunities exist? I'm also a consortium fellow. If you want to learn about what the Consortium for Graduate Study Management is, and other opportunities, just let me know. But today's about celebrating your work, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Gabriel. And to your point, major mission of our work here at the fellowship is to help diversify the impact investing space and give opportunities to those who normally wouldn't be able to learn about these things. I, for one, had to find my own way of breaking into the space. And it's that mission that we're working towards. And as part of that mission, let me celebrate Jenny. Jenny has supported Oikos with past events and came back to give an intro to sustainable finance with her work at Ethos ESG, as well as her work with USSIF. And Jenny, I don't know if you want to share about anything, but thank you so much for your work.
Thank you, Stephen. And honestly, I'm really happy to have been back twice. It was really an honor. And I'll say that the second time around was the time that I was able to look at a lot of the biographies for a lot of you. And I was like, my God, I don't know what the heck I could possibly teach this group that they don't know already. This is incredible. The work that you guys do is just fantastic, and it's amazing. I really look forward to seeing what you all do. And it's nice that a few of you have connected with me offline, and it was really great to meet some of you in person in some cases. So, feel free to reach out in the future if you have any questions, if you want to, chat. It's wonderful. I look forward to seeing what you all do in the future. It's great.
Thank you, Jenny. Yeah, a lot of resources have come together to make this program possible. Some coming from you, coming from others here. and those resources will live on and be available to the fellows even past this event. And a lot of this came together because of the work of our advisors and board members who have made the program come together. I know Adwa is in transit, so she may not be able to share. I saw that she already put in the chat, hello. But I did want to highlight Fina, who is part of our program team and has been a longtime supporter as well from Eventide. And, you know, it's with these supporters that really got us to where we are, and the help of our advisors and program team that have given the support and network to come together. So Fina, I don't know if you want to share or say hi, but thank you again for your support.
All right, yeah, I'm less involved now with NEIII, but very happy to keep following it. We were partners to NEIII through my company, Eventide Asset Management, during COVID, and we had a wonderful cohort that we've stayed in touch with, but hope to be able to support NEIII, continue to support NEIII more in the future. And it's just been very inspiring to see this group, and I'm always happy to connect individually with fellows along the way, always.
Absolutely. And to that point, like, this is our third cohort of fellows who've come through. I participated during the pandemic, and it's changed. And I'm really happy that Mercedes could be here as a past fellow coming back. And as you can see, people stay part of this community. And so for the fellows who are sending off today, this isn't the end. Mercedes, I'd love to say hi to you if you want to say hello to us.
Yeah, hi, my name is Mercedes. I'm based in New York, and I run into other people from my cohort. I ran into Valerie. We were both at a investing event a couple months ago, and we were able to reconnect. And so it's so true what Gabriel was saying before, that stay in touch and keep getting to know the people in your cohort and people from past cohorts as well.
Yeah, you never know where you end up in this space, and it's such a small area. It really does need to grow. But I want to say thank you again, Mercedes, for continuing to be part of this work. I was going to send us off into breakout rooms, but I don't want to lose anybody else just yet. So I'm going to switch things a little bit around and just give a quick overview of the few slides that I put together before opening it up for people to exchange and share a little bit. And then we'll break into breakout rooms so you get a chance to meet with each other. I'm going to go quickly through this because I just want to share like what we have in store, also celebrate the work that we've been able to do over the last 5 months, and say congratulations as we move into the next steps. And really it's with our two organizations putting this together that has been able to make it. And not all of our partners could join us today, but I do want to give a shout out to Impact Entrepreneur, Boston Impact Initiative, Diversity and Sustainability, the Croton Institute, Impact Alpha, our CFA Institute, Net Impact Boston, of course, Oikos International, for being so supportive this year and really bringing different resources together. And this doesn't summarize all of our partners, it's just where we've been able to pull things together for this current cohort. And there were many different resources that we put together for the fellows to take advantage of. And if you're listening to this, take a screenshot so you don't forget what is available to you over the next coming months, and continue to take advantage of these opportunities from many different organizations that have been able to help us out with resources, funding, different tools and online platforms that are very helpful for you to continue with your understanding of the impact investing and sustainable finance space. It's a very big one, but with the help of these organizations, I think we've been able to simplify and give you all a broad understanding of what it takes. And I'm really grateful to all of our speakers. I started off putting everybody's organization on this slide, and then it just got too crazy. And I said, let me just put the names, and so that people, when they see the video or when you're reading it now, you can see just the like vast number of organizations that care about inspiring and empowering future finance leaders. And I have to give a special thank you to these because it's because of these content creators that we've been able to have such a valuable and exciting program. And last but not least is a big thank you to the 46 fellows that have made it through our spring 2024 cohort program. You can see a few of the beautiful faces that participated in the program. I've included the resume book if you want to learn more about those who were willing to share their resumes. But in our list of fellows, we had 17 different countries represented. I'm very happy to say that a third of the people were identifying as coming from the Global South, and majority of people identifying as coming from as a person of color. So we've really tried to make this a commitment to empower those who may not have the resources or may not have the network to break into such a space. And it's been a broad sector of people with many different professional backgrounds, as well as different areas of education. So it's been a really great pleasure to work with and get to know you all. And we really saw a bunch of common themes coming out through the current program of an interest in building their careers, developing their knowledge in the space, of course, networking with you all, but finally creating that positive impact that we hope to share. And Michael highlighted some of the stories that have come out from some of the fellows. I've gotten great testimonials, which we'll share on social media afterwards. And I would love for you all to share your stories with each other as we move into the next section. It's not over. You will have access to all of the event recordings. Our WhatsApp group is going to stay there, and I encourage you to continue to use it to share resources, job opportunities, and like I mentioned, the many resources that were provided by our speakers and partners will continue to be available to you. So this isn't an end, but really just the start of the next journey that we're sending you out into. And so where are we going from here? Well, I'm going to send you your certificates very soon, along with a follow-up survey, where I really want to hear how we can improve on the program for our fall program. We'll be recapping the stories and experiences with some social media posts and opening up the fall applications next month. So do tell other people in your network to come and join the program as we build out and develop a very in-depth and opportunity for the program to go further. We continue to look for those financial supporters and partners to keep the program running. It's really because of the support that we were able to make this accessible. And I'm proud to say that every individual who requested financial support, we were able to meet that financial need. As we know, these resources can be quite expensive, and it's with the partners' help that we've made it happen. And I have to say that this isn't the end. Do stay connected, and if you want to participate in any future event or meet with any of our partners, the door is always open. So congratulations. It's been an amazing learning journey being here with you all. I'm so happy that you've made it through, and I think we all deserve a big round of applause to celebrate the fellows for all that you've done.
Congratulations, yes.
Really great. Yeah, thank you all so much. Yeah, I don't know where to start with opening up words and how the program was for you all. What I will do is I'm going to stop the recording and leave it available.
Stephen, can I ask, actually, I'd love to know if people are open to continuing the recording and hearing from people in the big group rather than going to smaller groups. I just feel like there's so much, maybe I'm being selfish, but I would just love to hear from as many people as possible in this venue, especially if we have some time.
That's great, Lubna. Yeah, that's where
I don't want to record people if they don't feel comfortable with that. So please chat Stephen about what you really want.
Yeah, let's keep it open now, and then when it kind of slows down a bit, I'll open up the breakout rooms and you can get some chance to chit chat and network with each other. in proper style. The floor is open. If you feel your heart beating fast, that's an invitation for you to unmute and say hello.
Hi, this is Tracy. I'm sorry I can't put my camera on. And I'm always going first because I don't know when I'll actually jump out. But I really want to say thank you to oikos. I want to say thanks, Stephen. I want to say thanks for NEIII and all the partners, because this has been really a very good program for me. And one of the things is I'm in Jamaica, so I'm on a small island, and it's so easy. And as a entrepreneur, it's so easy to be, you know, tossed aside, really. It's like a solo environment at first. And so it was really, I'm so grateful that I was able to be a part of this program, that you made it possible. And for me, I have learned so much. I'm already in everything I'm doing, you know, I'm looking at impact and the investment, you know, both at the national level and in my work and campaign. So I'm very grateful. And I'm just, I know I'll be writing up a longer in terms of testimonial, because I think that there's so much that I didn't say, and there's so much more that I know I can say. And I'm definitely going to be using some of the tools and going through some of the things that were said. So in short, I don't want to hold up too much time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'll speak up too, and I'll just say, can you all hear me? Yeah, okay. I'll just say, this is Beth. I'm with Clean Tech Open Northeast at NECEC, and my focus has been on environmental solutions and on impact for clean tech startups is the angle that I was really aiming for here. And I thought it was incredible how much of an intersection there has been in this program with the work that I do. So from ESG and climate to finance, and how the whole world of finance works, and what the different options are for funding for clean tech innovation and entrepreneurship, and then lots of different conversations about impact, and of course, diversity, equity, inclusion, justice, belonging, accessibility. You can keep adding the words to that one, but just so much that is really, really pertinent to my work. It was actually very validating in many ways, and so many opportunities were put out there that it was almost overwhelming. So I need to really go back and sort out what it is that I'm going to focus on and try to learn more about, because I didn't have a chance to do it all in the moment. So I hope we'll still have access to the materials as we progress through things. So thank you for this opportunity. And I want to say one thing that was amazing about you, Stephen, was that the constant communication was super helpful. Just the emails, reminders, and the WhatsApp of, this is starting now, here's the link. It was super helpful, because it really made us not have to scramble around for, oh, where's that thing again? Where do I go? What do I need to know? So just being on it all the time like that was super helpful. So thank you. And I felt really welcomed by the speakers, as well as really getting to know some of the other fellows. It was really, really a privilege. So thank you.
I can jump in as well. Gonna second. Thank you, Stephen, so much for everything you do, but especially those reminders, definitely with a hectic schedule, really helped. You know, I took this program concurrently with my sustainability MBA, but I think when I came in, I had a relatively myopic focus on kind of early stage venture and private equity, because that's where my experience was in impact investing. And I think what this program was able to do was to really open my mind as to all the different ways that impact investment can be made manifest. And it really kind of opened my mind to all the different paths that could be available to me. What sort of tools are most useful for what types of impact? I just feel like I have a much, much broader context that I wouldn't have gotten even with a sustainability MBA. So I can't say enough how useful this program has been to kind of just provide a much broader and more thorough context for this concept that even more now I think is so important for like making the next steps for the new sustainable economy. So thank you so much for putting this together. I learned so much, and definitely, going to be going through all the resources afterwards now that this MBA is coming up on done, and spending time with all that where I wasn't able to as much. So thank you so much again.
Yeah, I wanted to just follow up on that and like echo what Nora said, because for me, I came into it really thinking if I want to contribute impact and be in this world, it was a very niche focus. But now I'm realizing how at the end of the day, I can take that knowledge and the impact wherever I go and whatever roles I'm into. And so it's not so much a confined impact investing, but it's me and it's all of us together and how we're being decision makers and thinking really critically about strategy and impact and everything that we do. So just thank you.
I want to say thank you so much. This has been an amazing journey of eye-opening to the world of investment for me. I've been in the impact space as an entrepreneur, and I've been wanting to pivot out of the impact space focused on entrepreneurship and into the investment space. And I was really excited to specifically to learn so much more about climate and how it really illuminated like the issues that we have stateside in the United States are really able to move forward in Europe, and I found that really enlightening to really kind of transform my like way of thinking about solutions and way of thinking about policy. And I also was doing this concurrently with a master's program, and it really helped me guide me into like what other options I have for myself. So thank you so much. And Stephen, really amazing job in coordinating people, making sure that the sessions were available to people who are not even in the States. I'm in the States, but I appreciate that when it's inclusive and thoughtful for people who are not even here in the States. So thank you.
Hi everyone, maybe I can say something, right? So yeah, so Kelvin here. Like early this year, when I saw the opportunity, I realized that it was something that I really couldn't just let go, because the impact investing space is still very young in Nigeria. I can really just count, top of my fingers, the number of organizations in Nigeria that do, impact investing. Of course, there are a lot of investment firms, but really still very young as to organizations that are really just pivoting into impact investing. And I wasn't sure where I was, eventually going to end up, with the fellowship, but I was really sure that I needed to learn and prepare myself. And I was particularly interested in, yeah, you could say switching sides after like 12 years of working in nonprofits in Nigeria, and, just, providing support in programming and projects and all. I just realized that, okay, having supported a lot of nonprofits, I see that it's possible to also help them, become more sustainable, both from an organizational point of view, just adding all the little bits. So I think it really was good that at the point when I started the fellowship, I enrolled in a master's program to study innovation and entrepreneurship. So, so it really has just been a very, it has been an interesting journey, and I really have felt the impact. And yeah, thank you. And then, like, I think a couple of months ago, I reached out to an organization in Nigeria known as Impact Investors Foundation in Nigeria. So they are basically like the organization that is trying to, you could say, galvanize the ecosystem and bring together the capital supply organizations, the capital demand organizations, the intermediaries, the governments, and I reached out. I sent a very nice message saying, hey guys, I would like to volunteer or intern. I just want to practicalize all the things I'm learning from the NEII, oikos fellowship. And then the first question was, sorry, what is the NEII fellowship? So it was an opportunity for me to, I had to start talking about the fellowship. I started marketing the fellowship, and they really were impressed. And they're like, so what have you been doing so far? I said talking about, types of, capital financing, blended financing, catalytic fund, like at that point for me, it was like, wow, Kelvin, you really have learned a lot. Yeah. And, so at the end of the day, they were happy, to allow me volunteer. And they wanted me to help drive membership and partnership developments. Yeah, so started in April, just, give him some hours a week to seeing how to chase some leads. I even got the opportunity to speak at one of the events to talk about, impact investing in Nigeria. And I was all shaky, I couldn't just stand properly because it was my first time talking about impact investing in public. It was easier to talk about nonprofit, social development in public. I could do that, all day long. So I just want to say thank you very much. I'm really inspired, and in short, to be very practical, I think one of the things that really has been very inspiring for me is that I've been able to, properly connect with at least two fellows here from Africa, like just proper connections, like we talk regularly. In short, like they're even jumping on top of projects with me to run an academy in Africa. Like it's really just interesting. And I would like to say a big thank you. For me, it's not just about the whole thing that you learn. It's really about, the process, the journey, what happens after the 5 months, during that 5 months, what were the experiences like? And also, again, thank you to Stephen. I think I also agree with Beth when she says that you don't have to start scrambling looking for the link, like just pick up your phone and then the link is just there on the chat. It's not like, oh, I sent it 2 days ago. Didn't you bookmark it? Didn't you add it to your calendar? Like it doesn't say those kind of stuff. Like ordinarily, maybe I should have said those kind of stuff. Like, like I sent it to your email. Why didn't you, add it to your calendar? But like he doesn't say that. He just makes it available, like, at your fingertips. And I think understanding the audience was really very important, and he got that right. Understanding that, we really were, yes, we are fellows, we're trying to learn, but like, we have like tons of things to do. And he understood that, and he understood that he could clearly tell us, don't feel guilty if you have to miss a session. You can always catch up. The recording is available, and I'm super excited and grateful. Thank you very much.
I could go as well. Yeah, I'd love to just say, of course, the coursework was phenomenal. Thank you so much, Stephen, for everything that we were able to experience. It was crazy how many sessions were just so actively about what I was thinking about at that moment in time for my own work, and having people to just go ask random questions to and feel like unapologetic about it was really, really lovely. But I think one of the things I appreciated the most about this fellowship is that it gave me a sense that this world that feels sometimes very narrow, particularly when you're looking at something like commercial finance and how few people are actually invested in systems change, is a little bit broader than I once thought. Which is really great to see. There's been people doing this for decades, but even then, we're still, it feels like, very nascent in the field. And having folks who are genuinely thoughtful about it and are still going to be the kind of like pioneers in the space was quite nice to have. I think I just really I was very grateful for that, just in general. So, thank you all for helping. Even a bunch of the fellows had like wonderful insights that I'll probably take with me, and hopefully I can stay in touch, and hopefully we can use some of the resources in the future as well. But thank you again.
Thank you, Amr. I do want to recognize the point made about the questions that you brought. That was really helpful. And there are many people like you, Amr, in the fellowship program who brought their curiosity, their opportunity to learn from each other. And that really helped to bring all of this together. And even some of the fellows were able to bring their own experiences and share it with each other. So Katya shared with her background, Beth shared, Anna shared last night. And that's just a few of you. Like, it really wouldn't have been possible without your participation and adding so much to the program. Yeah, so shout out on that as well.
I can go next. I don't want to repeat any of the things that were already said. Just a big thank you to Stephen, to Lubna, to everybody who contributed to this and who made this possible. What I would like to add beyond the things that have been already said is that it was also a spark of hope to see that there's so many things going on and companies working on it, initiatives and so on. Because sometimes if you're looking at sustainability, you get a bit frustrated and desperate because you think, oh, we're never going to make it. And the obstacles are just too big, and just seeing what is going on there was also really nice.
I can go next. Hi, everyone, Sanita. It was wonderful to be part of this fellowship because the amount of exposure I got from, especially from the perspective of working with grassroots organizations who are trying to make the impact happen, and just seeing the finance side of things and seeing how all of those things come together in an ecosystem was just wonderful. And also I made some amazing friends inside the fellowship. So gonna take that forward for sure. And thank you so much, Stephen, for arranging and pushing everyone and pushing me. I think you have brought like a personal touch that made everything more comfortable. I am not someone who speaks up. I'm not someone who's very outgoing. So thank you so much for bringing that personal touch and making it seem more comfortable for everyone and including everyone.
Thank you, Sanhita. That is something that's so important as part of this, is giving everyone the opportunity to speak. Beth, you were just about to go.
I was just going to say the personal touch is what made it, for sure. Thanks. Yeah. Another +1 for Stephen.
This feels good, but it's not, it's part of the job, and it's part of how I learn as well. So I appreciate everyone's kind words, and I think really what is to be celebrated is all you all for putting in the time and effort and making this really, really possible because of your energy.
No, yeah, I was just gonna say it was, yeah, like the personal touch definitely was something different compared to a lot of other fellowship programs. I remember like I fell off a bit because I was a little busy, and yeah, Stephen like checked in with me and asked me like, oh, how's everything going? And yeah, so that definitely, yeah, felt a lot different than a lot of the other programs that I have participated in, and just made it like a much more yeah, it's just a much more inviting community. And I think a lot of it is, up to Stephen and what he has done. So yeah, thanks again, Stephen. Really, really appreciate everything.
Yeah, sorry, I cannot put my mic on, but I mean my video on. Yeah, but I want to say thank you to the fellowship team and partners, and as well as to my um fellow to my co-fellows. Yeah, it has been a great opportunity, and at least I because I've been into the public health space and storytelling research. Yeah, but now I now know where to get sustainability resources and all those things, institutions that are working towards that. I now have some understanding about impact investing as well. And now working towards implementing some of those practices in my organization, SIP. Yeah, I just want to say thank you. Thank you.
I can go next. I'm calling from Cambridge, UK, originally from Singapore. I must say it's an absolute pleasure to be part of this fellowship program. Truly grateful for this opportunity to further deep dive into my interest on the intersection of finance, impact, and also sustainability. I think we are really privileged to have access to many best-in-class trainings and resources across like the multifaceted world of impact investing. And of course, a special shout out to you, Stephen. You're really an all-star. We're really lucky to have you as our coordinator for managing the speakers, Google Sheet, emails, calendar invites, WhatsApp, Slack, recordings, and many others, all the way to your personal touch, which many have mentioned. So yeah, thank you everyone in this community. Stephen, Lubna, partners, fellows, your work, insight, and sharing are all inspiring, and I'm excited to keep in touch with everyone.
I can go next. Thank you again, Lubna, Stephen, for your support and this great opportunity. For me, as a sustainability professional, I think it has been a great experience to really understand this ecosystem of impact investing, sustainable finance, and I'm now doing a master's, so I think this is quite relevant to understand what is happening. So yes, I thank you again, and also I think that the opportunity to network with the other fellows and with an expert and a scholar in the field was really inspiring for me, and an opportunity to see other ways to focus my career and think about the next steps, maybe in this field. So yes, thank you again, and hope you stay in contact.
Yes, I would love.
Maybe I could also just jump in to say thank you so much for the opportunity to be part of this fellowship. Having been a young professional in my starting stages in terms of like climate change and sustainability, it's been, it's one thing to say I'm an environmentalist or I'm a sustainability expert, and it's another thing to have the facts. So this fellowship has helped me get the facts, get to read deeper, get the nudge to research more, get to listen to people who are experts in the space. And now I can say I'm going into the professional world more confident, and also knowing that I have a backup of people to, ask questions from, research from. I have friends whom I've now gotten from this fellowship. And just, despite being quite a quiet person by nature, I've gotten to engage with people and gotten to learn a lot through this experience. And also learned how I can also run any session online in future. From the many online sessions we've had with you, Stephen, I've learned how I could also run such things given a chance. So thank you so much for it.
Thank you, Chantal. Yeah, that's part of this here, is empowering you all in your next steps in your career, and these resources and the community here is not going away. So please do stay in touch. Connect with everyone on LinkedIn. We have our LinkedIn group that will continue to grow. We have our WhatsApp channel that will continue to grow, and there'll be lots of future events that you can participate in. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts around the question of how could the program improve? How could it get even better? You've all shared so many nice things to say here, but what is, something that if we could dream very big, what would the year be, something that you'd like to see with no restrictions holding us back? What are those dreams of yours?
So this is Beth. I'm not sure that this is in the dream category, but I would actually organize it a little bit differently. So in the sense that if you could put it into chapters for us, like, categories of, we're going to be talking about this topic, and then we're going to be talking about this other topic. There were a lot of things that it was hard to know until you were actually in the meeting, in some cases, whether the topic was going to be really pertinent to me. And so knowing what we're really looking at and trying to put them in groupings in order in some way would be really great. Because then we'd be able to say, oh, okay, here are the big topics, here are the big themes that we're going to be dealing with. And then maybe on the dream side of it would be to say, okay, since this is an impact program, what are the takeaways, and what can we think of in terms of applying our areas of, newly acquired areas of expertise to make that impact? So what are those, what's that kind of next step for us? Any recommendations of, as you watch these, here's what to think about, that type of thing.
Yeah, I have one as well, actually. Oh, someone raised their hand. Katya, you want to go first?
No, just go.
Okay. One thing I thought of yesterday, actually, randomly, is that there are so many resources that the program offers, especially in the chat. It seems like everyone seems to have a lot of information that they have all the time to share, and it's all really great information. And of course, though, like when you have your computer and you're inundated with lots of different new links all the time, sometimes it gets lost. And so having that in like kind of one central source and like maybe categorized by what it is could be really helpful for us in the future, just because I'd have it and then it would just, I don't know, it would get lost or something after a while, especially if it's coming from the chats and recordings.
Yeah, I would just like to add, I mean, probably it's going to happen anyways in the future as the program is growing, but it would be great to include some, like for me as a European or as a German, it seemed like the focus was very much on Northern America, and just to broaden the geographic focus a little bit to maybe bring in some more speakers from other countries or other organizations. That would be great in the future. Thank you.
I was going to second what Beth and Amar said. I was almost thinking like a map, like I can help you. I mean, it's a lot on your plate, Stephen. I completely understand. And almost like a map of like the ecosystem, and then putting like a image map of the partners who are coming to talk on different parts of the ecosystem, just to like visualize some of the things. And in terms of like the resources also, I would create like almost like folders or categories of information that we can put under different, say, fields or actors within the ecosystem, just categorization. I think it was a wonderfully set up program, just because it was exposing each of us to different parts of the system that we can never get, I mean, access to if we weren't in the field already. So thank you so much, Stephen, for organizing everything.
Thanks, Sanhita. Yeah, we have an impact map on the NEIII website that we do want to grow, especially as partners have come from all over the globe now. So that's a great idea, Sanhita. Thank you. I'll definitely take you up on some help. Hey, Kelvin, did you have something to share with us? Kelvin, are you there? If not, then
Yes, I am. Sorry. I was going to add that I think like everyone already mentioned, some very important things. But there's something that I know I already mentioned to you. Maybe it's like taking it a little bit, further. I think it really would be a great idea to be able to, you could say, add like a placement component to the program to sort of allow, for example, those that are either thinking of switching careers, or those that really need to better understand in practical terms, what impact investing means. Like, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's not something that, is going to be available for everybody, but it really would just be great that at the end of the fellowship, people can also say, okay, they learned both the theory and also had, real life experiences of, what this could be. It could be as short as 3 months, I don't know, or throughout the duration. It's really hard, like it's easier said than done, but I just think it would be a great add. Thanks.
Yeah, that's a great point, Kelvin. And we were talking before everyone joined with a few people who joined early about the different levels that there are in this space. And people come into this program from different experiences. So it's something that we try to provide a broad understanding of, and it's hard work to have all of that available. But it's a starting point. It's like drinking from a fire hose. That's something I've said before. And mentors have told me as well. It's just, there's just so much here, impossible to learn it all. And we will do our best to organize these resources in a way to help you all stay in touch with these resources. Yeah. There's space for more to be shared, and happy to hear what ways we can dream big on where it goes next. I'm already taking some notes on where these dreams can lead us. Thank you so much, Kate. No, Lubna, we're not hearing. There we go.
Yeah, sorry, my mic was down. I said one thing that could be interesting to explore in this modern age is using AI tools to help us organize some of the resources, or even pull themes from some of what has been shared to better kind of categorize them, and even we're experimenting with some of this at Blue Hub Capital, but being able to record the meetings and then getting a synopsis of things that were shared at the meeting as a way of having an instantaneous record that it's not left to a person. So I think we should definitely consider how to incorporate AI to improve the program.
Absolutely. And I noticed a few of the fellows using AI tools to help them with that. So that's something I want to follow up with those who I noticed. And if you have had experience using them, feel free to drop me a line on if you think we can incorporate it to help your learning experience. Yeah. Anything else?
I can't think of anything right now, Stephen, but as I do, I'll just shoot an email or mention it in the group. Because one of the things I was thinking about is that, is to have this ongoing connection where we're able to, continuously learn and build capacity. And I was about to say that earlier, and then Gabrielle shared that there's an ESG project in Jamaica. So these kind of connections are really good because, it's great to just get on the ground and just get in touch with someone and just continuously learn. So it's already so great and moving in the right direction. So anything else that I see, or think about, I can just share that. And I'm very open to supporting in any way. As you know, I love to write. So
that's great.
Anytime. Anytime. Thank you.
I think that's an invitation to you all and those listening of you can share back to us and to the fellows resources. And it's something that for the fall program, I really want to look deeply into how can we look at these themes around systemic change and creating real world impact. We were able to touch on these topics a bit during this session, and having some time for exchanging, some time for resource building will definitely add value to the program in future iterations. And I'm going to continue to keep the resources growing online. in our Google Drive on our website, and with the toolkits from Oikos International and our partners, I think there will be a continued evolution of these resources for you all.
Thanks, Stephen. And you said something, just a real world impact. I thought that was what, like, we need that right here in Jamaica, you know. So we learn in some things, and I see things happening. I see, you know, impact investment elsewhere, but like right here, we need impact on the ground, because, you know, we'll have the conversations and we learn, but then when things are happening, there are so many people who are still gonna be left out and suffering, or, you know. So this is pretty good. Real world impact. I like that.
Yeah, I guess another idea that I are kind of combining ideas. I think it will be interesting to hear to like organize the session or the whole fellowship program in a way that I guess like at the start people kind of explore different areas, and then in the middle it's more of like development on like the technical skill side or just knowledge side, and that's where like different tracks come in, like what I think someone mentioned like chapters earlier, and then like the different resources can be kind of uh categorized in the different tracks, because I feel like I was super overwhelmed and I just tried a little bit of everything, which was great. But I think there could be some level of like categorization and like curation in the resources and some of the events. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely hard to execute, because I know there were a lot of events that were like cross, like there's a cross pollination of different ideas. So yeah, I think definitely something that will be difficult to implement, but I think could be a good idea.
Maybe I could also just add, mine is more like a compliment as well as something to look into deeper. Just to appreciate Stephen for sharing a couple of other opportunities. Like through this fellowship, I got to know of the LEAP Researchers Program, which I applied and I'm now a part of. I also got to know of the NIB new Impact Boston Mentorship Program as well, which I also started on this month. So mine is also just say that you can also keep sharing the other resources, other opportunities, not only jobs, but as well as other opportunities to grow further in the space and learn more. So yeah, thanks for sharing the LEAP Researchers thing and the NIB mentorship as well.
Thank you, Chantal. Yeah, that's part of this mission, is really broadening the tent and giving you all and future fellows the opportunity to learn from other great programs that want to partner with us and we want to partner with them. It's a good invitation. Thank you.
Stephen, can I share some parting thoughts that maybe we can wrap up?
Yeah, let's wrap up.
So, so I love that I have loved to hear all of your, you know, testimonials about how the program has gone and ways that we could improve it. I almost wish I could have gone on the journey myself. I mean, I'm sure you all know 10 times more than I do at this point about impact investing and sustainable investing. So that makes me very happy. I think what I have found in my life and career is that, so by nature, I'm kind of an introvert. And what's ironic is I've actually started lots of networks along the way, which would seem to imply that I'm an extrovert, but not really. But what I have found most useful in those networks is both the personal connections and the professional connections and opportunities to learn something new, right? So what I would encourage you to do is to absolutely make use of this network, you know, be connected to each other through LinkedIn, through WhatsApp, you know, whatever other mediums you have to connect with each other. And, you know, find random opportunities to connect about, you know, if you know somebody is more of an expert on, you know, let's say finance or some particular aspect of like the type of work that you want to get into, you know, reach out to them and pick their brain about what their experience has been or what they would advise you to do, because I think you can find a lot of richness in the connections within this community and outside of it. But, you know, I think you have a richness here that you should absolutely take advantage of moving forward. and there will be other fellowships, so there will be other opportunities to connect with the fellows who make up part of this universe. And, you know, it seems like an increasingly global universe. So I love to hear about the stories from the countries that you live in. My background, my mom is Mexican, my dad is Jordanian, and I lived for 8 years in Jakarta, Indonesia. So I think a lot of what I saw growing up in terms of poverty is what shaped my desire to make my life kind of dedicated to social impact. So you can make tremendous difference in each of your own spheres and beyond. And it just starts with the desire, which you have shown here in terms of pursuing this adventure. So congratulations, and thank you for everything you have taught each other and taught me and Stephen. And I look forward to remaining connected to you all and seeing where you go. Stephen?
Thank you, Lubna, so much. I don't know if Caro wants to say one last thing as our other major partner, Oikos International, and I'm going to close it out afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, I can just share that I'm happy that I joined this celebration call because I heard about all your stories and what you're taking from the program. I wish you all the best for your journey ahead. And I've been through similar journeys in my life and similar programs, not about sustainable finance, but journeys where you get in touch with others and create a community around a certain topic. And I hope that this community will stay alive within you and also between you, and yeah, will lead to a lot of positive change in the world. So all the best to all of you.
Yes, thanks to Oikos International, and thanks to New England Impact Investing Initiative. With this partnership, we were able to bring you this fellowship program. I am going to officially send you off into the next chapter of your learning. This is not the end of your relationship with us here. Please continue to stay in touch. Please continue to connect with each other, and there will be many more opportunities for you to learn with us all. Look out for my final emails as we have a survey to collect the final steps of how the program has been and where we go next. I will be sharing some social media posts that you can share about your experience with, as well as we will be posting to recap what the last 5 months have meant. And also as we prepare for our fall program with the applications opening up next month. So do share, if this has been a great experience for you, please share it with your network. And I'm really happy to have heard from this call already that those connections are happening for you. And I'm just so proud of you developing yourselves, finding internships, finding new jobs, going deeper in your education program, and really developing that network, that skills, and ultimately leading to the impact creation that we really want in this space. I'm going to give a final thank you to our board, to our advisors, to our partners, our speakers, to Lubna, to Caro, to Oikos International and NEIII, and of course to all of the fellows who have been with us this program. It's really cool. I'm really happy for how this has gone. You all should be very proud of it. So with that, I'm going to end our session, and it's not the end. We'll be in touch again soon. So please take care.
I have to give you an audible clap. Thank you all. Congratulations.
Thanks, everyone. Have a nice evening, rest of the day, whatever. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.